Hello everyone, welcome to CS at Waterloo. My name is Jo Atlee and I am a professor in the field of software engineering. This video is a short overview of CS645, informally called Recs and Specs. More information and details about the course are available on the course website. CS645 will be offered this fall and in winter 2022. The course centers around software requirements, requirements analysis, and software specifications, and a set of efficient and effective practices that lead to better software success rates. With respect to software requirements, we're interested in scoping the requirements for a proposed software system. So the requirements will come from customers and other stakeholders of the project. And you might think that this should be as easy as asking the customer what they want. But the process is more complicated than that. Sometimes it's because the customer doesn't really know what they want, or they don't know how to articulate what they want, or they have unrealistic expectations. Thus, the requirements activities are all about exploring, scoping, testing, analyzing, and prioritizing the requirements, using methods that are efficient and effective so that we don't waste the customer's time and we don't waste our time. The last third of the course looks at methods for communicating the proposed software solution to the rest of the development team. That is, we need to express what is to be implemented as a software solution, with sufficient detail and precision that developers other than us can implement the software. So specification activities include software modeling to create a precise specification of the software and include technical documentation. The final deliverable is a technical artifact called a software requirement specification that supports the rest of the software development process. We will cover a number of different requirements, activities, and practices. If you have some industrial experience, then you will likely have encountered some of the techniques that we will cover in the course, but you probably haven't covered all of them. This is in part because different kinds of software call for different activities. If your work experience has been in tech companies, then you're more likely to have seen techniques and activities that are used in startup or new product projects. And if your work experience has been in companies that depend on enterprise software or that provide software solutions to businesses, then you're more likely to have seen activities employed in the development of enterprise systems. Your learning of the course content and the course deliverables center on a term-long team project. So you will work on a team of 4 to 5 members, and the topic of your project is totally up to you and your teammates. Your project needs to be rich enough to support 3 or more different use cases, so there should be 3 different services that the software provides, and it must involve some interesting interactions with the users. Information about project topics and examples from past terms are on the project page of the course website. The project activities are divided into weekly deliverables, all of which contribute to the final deliverable, a software requirement specification. Most of the artifacts that you produce each week will be incorporated into this final SRS document, so you will be making progress on your SRS each week. There will be some work in putting it all together at the end. You're going to need to update your weekly artifacts with respect to feedback from the TAs. You'll need to ensure that the artifacts are mutually consistent, and you'll need to write some glue code that turn everything into a coherent document. But it does mean that you're making progress on your final deliverable each week. As a graduate student, in addition to the project-related deliverables, you will also be expected to develop and deliver a short lecture on some topic related to requirements engineering. The specific deliverables are a 20-minute lecture delivered to the class. So this is going to be a pre-recorded video and slides, plus a 15 to 20-page written summary of your lecture topic, complete with references. The topic of your lecture is your choice, but it must be related to requirements engineering, and it must have the instructor's approval. So more information and some examples are provided on the grad's lecture page of the course website. So let's talk about how the course will be delivered. This course has been flipped, which means that lectures have been pre-recorded and the course meetings are used to work on the project deliverables under the supervision of course personnel. On Monday mornings, the lecture videos of the week and the week's to-do tasks are made available to the class. Students are responsible for watching the videos and looking at related readings before the week's course meetings. The course meetings are held on Thursdays. Your team chooses whether you want your team meetings to be in person or online. It is totally up to you and your team, regardless of which section you are enrolled in. If your team wants to meet in person, then we'll meet at the time listed in the university's course schedule. So that's Thursdays, 10:30 a.m. to 12:20 p.m. in room RCH 112. If your team wants to meet online, then your team will designate a regular Thursday meeting time for the term, either in the afternoon or the evening, and you will provide a Zoom link that I and your project TA will use to join your meeting. Of course, if the university rules change and we're not allowed to have in-person meetings, then all team meetings will be online. Regardless of whether your team meeting is in person or online, you will meet with course personnel each week and will answer questions about how the week's deliverables apply to your course project and will provide feedback on your work in progress. Finally, each week's deliverables are due the following Monday at 8:59 p.m. Okay, I'm running out of time, so here is a quick look at the marking scheme. 20% of the marks in the course are related to teamwork activities. These are either participation marks or are related to team bonding or team performance activities. The weekly deliverables and the final SRS make up 50% of your course mark. There will be a final exam that is worth 20%. This will be an online exam distributed through Learn. And then there is the grad lecture, right? The recorded lecture and the written report that together are worth 10% of your mark. Unlike a lot of other courses, this course starts right away. So we need students to form teams within the first week in order to get started on the project. That means if you are taking 645, you really need to enroll in the course and get on a team before September 15th. That's it for the overview. There is a ton of information about the course on the course website, so please take a note of the URL and take a look at the website. And of course, reach out to me if you have any questions.